George Clooney may seem happy in his marriage, but few know his tragic past. His first wife, Talia Balsam, revealed unusual reasons for her divorce in a stunning moment. What former relationship secrets may George Clooney be harboring that no one thought of? Why is Talia Balsam speaking up now that he's happily married? Let's investigate George Clooney's amazing story and his marital secrets. George Clooney has a troubled past despite his glitz and five-star marriage to Amal. Ever heard about George Clooney's 20-month turbulent marriage? His marriage to Talia Balsam, which ended in tragedy, shocked everyone. From a passionate love tale to a lavish Vegas wedding and a sad ending, Talia Balsam and George Clooney's love story will shock you. Why did George Clooney's first marriage end so quickly? Fans and reviewers have debated this subject for ages, but Talia Balsam finally answered it. Talia, who has moved on well from her failed marriage with George Clooney, declared in a stunning moment that she carries no animosity against him. She recently appeared in the hit TV series Divorce, about a broken marriage. Talia's response to the question of how her character's problems on the TV show relate to her own life surprised everyone. The question was not avoided by Talia. She said, "If you're attempting to compare George to Thomas Hayden Church's character." Not at all, she says. George is pleasant and remains so. Her response shocked the business and left followers seeking more questions. Talia's warm remarks to George Clooney: why? Had their marriage been great? Why did it break up if so? Many questions plagued fans. Unknown to everybody. No one was ready for the truth. To comprehend George Clooney's first marriage, let's start at the beginning. Born May 6, 1961, in Lexington. George Clooney was raised in an entertainment family. Nick Clooney, a famous TV broadcaster, and Nina, a beauty queen, were his parents. Clooney was exposed to the entertainment industry's flash and glamour from an early age, but his rise to prominence wasn't easy. Early on, George played small, forgettable roles in television shows that scarcely made an impact. He ultimately broke through in the 1990s after persevering. His portrayal as Dr. Doug Ross on ER made him famous. The gorgeous, rebellious pediatrician became a fan favorite. Clooney won praise and 2 Primetime Emmy nominations for his performance. This role made him famous. Offers for huge film parts followed. Clooney's TV-to-film crossover was effortless. He starred in From Dusk Till Dawn 1996. This Quentin Tarantino horror film showed his action-packed and intense acting. It was a commercial triumph and opened doors for Clooney in Hollywood. Clooney became an A-list actor in 2001. The star-studded heist flick Ocean's 11 cast him as Danny Ocean. Clooney's charming portrayal of the criminal mastermind leading a gang of robbers became memorable. Ocean's 11 was a commercial and critical success, spawning Ocean's 12 and 13. These roles suited Clooney's charisma, wit, and flawless acting, establishing his standing as a Hollywood star. Clooney didn't take being on screen for granted. His ambition to make important films drove him to direct and produce Good Night and Good Luck, a 2005 black-and-white historical drama about journalist Edward R. Murrow and Senator Joseph McCarthy, was co-written and directed by Clooney. It was nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director, and got positive reviews. Clooney was nominated for Best Original Screenplay. Clooney received his first Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor in Syriana, a political thriller, that year. The Oscar and critical acclaim for his portrayal of a veteran CIA operative solidified his status as one of Hollywood's most versatile actors. He was recognized for his intense portrayal of complex characters. Clooney's filmography has improved over time. He plays a morally conflicted lawyer in Michael Clayton 2007, a legal thriller. Another Academy Award nomination came from this role. Up in the Air, a touching drama about corporate downsizing, earned him another Oscar nomination for Best Actor in 2009. Clooney's talents go beyond acting and directing. His best-known production was the 2012 political drama Argo, which received the Academy Award for Best Picture. Ben Affleck directed and Clooney produced the picture. The film's popularity demonstrated Clooney's versatility in entertainment. His decades-long career has garnered him 2 Academy Awards, several Gold, and it's no surprise that George Clooney remains one of Hollywood's most beloved stars. He's loved by generations for his charm, wit, and talent. Clooney's personal life differs from his successful career. Unlike his successful business, his relationships were sometimes difficult and uncertain. George Clooney's career is a success story, but his marriage is not. His first marriage to Talia Balsam began when they were young and navigating their careers. When they were young actors in the 1980s, they fell in love quickly. Talia, from an acting family, was already famous. Additionally, George struggled to find his big break. Friends introduced George and Talia in Hollywood. George was auditioning for roles and growing his career. Despite his hardships, Talia sensed his potential. The bond was instant and undeniable. George said Talia was his first true love in multiple interviews. Passion and excitement fueled their fast romance. It felt their hearts connected. The town soon heard about their romance. The young, gorgeous couple had the world ahead of them. Many believed their happiness was predestined. Despite their close bond, their relationship had ups and downs. Before reconciling and marrying, the pair briefly split. After rekindling their romance, George and Talia married in 1989. Their Las Vegas wedding was beautiful. Perhaps not the most typical or opulent Hollywood wedding. It was thrilling and intense. It felt like a fairy tale romance when George and Talia fell madly in love. Their wedding day was joyful and passionate, but their post-wedding life was anything but happy. George and Talia's marriage began to tremble soon after they married, despite their love. Their wedding joy faded soon and their relationship began to crumble. A passionate and adventurous romance became harder to maintain. Despite their best efforts, the pressure of their lives and occupations began to weigh on them. George and Talia divorced 20 months after their whirlwind wedding in 1992. Many were surprised since their connection seemed so strong and full of love. Their divorce was formalized later that year, generating entertainment headlines. The couple divorced quickly without children, leaving many wondering what went wrong. George claimed sole responsibility for his first marriage's demise. He shared his troubles and said he wasn't ready for marriage in interviews throughout the years. George consistently defended Talia, saying she was a great wife and that their divorce was due to his mistakes. Clooney said in an interview that he wasn't ready to marry. He accepted full responsibility, saying that he prioritized work over marriage. Though she tried, Talia couldn't match his ambition. Is George's admission proof that Talia was innocent? As with many disastrous relationships, the truth is complicated. George and Talia's marriage ended due to their personalities and circumstances. The daughter of actor Martin Balsam, Talia grew up in opulence. Though unknown, she had Hollywood connections and was able to land gigs and create a career. George, however, struggled. He auditioned and sought roles to establish himself in the entertainment world. Their relationship was uneven from the start. George prioritized his profession, whereas Talia wanted a secure marriage. His ambition and determination, while admirable, hindered relationships. George didn't act like a married man then. He lived as if he had no duties at home, attending parties, events, and industry gatherings. His career took precedence over his marriage, and their relationship quickly deteriorated. Many in Hollywood were surprised to find George was married. His actions and lifestyle didn't reflect marriage. George's appeal with ladies became another difficulty when his career took off. Clooney's pleasant, gorgeous character and burgeoning celebrity made him a favorite among female fans, straining his marriage. Hollywood rumors said George wasn't faithful to Talia. No cheating allegations have surfaced, but George was known to appreciate ladies. His growing attendance at parties and functions didn't stop the suspicions. No matter the validity of these whispers, George's lifestyle and popularity harmed their relationship. Talia tried to keep things together, but George's rising attention from women and dedication to his career tore them apart. George said he was awful at marriage after reflecting on these occasions. He admitted he wasn't mature enough to be a husband. The understanding was too late. Despite its speed, their divorce wasn't bitter. Talia and George could move on without animosity. Talia has regularly praised her ex-husband, surprise fans. Talia has always thought George was charming, despite their turbulent marriage, and that their rocky divorce was beneficial. Talia's life after George Clooney is fulfilling. One boy was born from her 1998 marriage to actor John Slattery. John and Talia have shared a personal and professional life. They played a married couple in Mad Men. They had chemistry on screen, mirroring their years-long friendship. Talia's second marriage is happy and long-lasting. It's apparent she got the love and stability she missed in her first marriage. George Clooney has a worse time finding love again than Talia. However, the George Clooney who married Talia Balsam is not the same as the happy father and husband of Amal Alamuddin. What truly changed things? After George Clooney's turbulent divorce from Talia Balsam, many expected the Hollywood celebrity to learn from the experience and settle down. But George had different ideas. He stunned everyone by choosing not to date or find stability. Clooney declared independence from marriage in interviews after his divorce. He said he had failed as a husband, saying he was lousy at it. Contrary to popular belief, George was serious. He kept his promise for years. He accepted bachelorhood and became Hollywood's most eligible bachelor. George avoided marriage for decades after his divorce from Talia, despite dating Hollywood's elite. His charisma, beauty, and talent made him alluring. But George refused to settle. His girlfriends included actress Kelly Preston, British model Lisa Snowdon, and even despite countless flings and relationships, nothing stuck. George kept his personal life private and maintained his bachelor lifestyle despite the romantic allegations. George Clooney, the perennial bachelor, became more of a ladies' man with each passing year, and it was easy to believe he would never marry again. His flings with some of the industry's most gorgeous ladies convinced many that George would never settle down. However, something shocking happened just when everyone had given up on his finding enduring love. Clooney met Alamuddin. Amal, a successful human rights lawyer, was no Hollywood starlet. She was distant from George's longtime famous life. A mutual friend introduced George and Amal at Clooney's house in 2013. George later stated that her beauty, intelligence, and passion for her causes captivated him. George quickly fell in love with Amal, who was unlike most of the women he had dated. After meeting, the pair started dating, and George felt this was unlike any other relationship. Fame and wealth didn't interest Amal. She had a thriving profession and didn't need him. This significantly touched George, who considered marriage again for the first time in decades. 1 year after meeting, George proposed to Amal in the most beautiful way. After cooking dinner at home, he surprised her with a ring. Amal surprised herself and agreed. The world was abuzz when George Clooney, who had sworn off marriage, announced his readiness to settle down. Their September 2014 Venice wedding was a beautiful tale. Amal's luxurious Oscar de la Renta wedding dress made headlines worldwide. Movie stars and international dignitaries attended the wedding. The Venetian canals were the perfect setting for the couple's wedding at the Aman Canal Grande Hotel. Many loved the wedding because of George Clooney's change, not only the glamour. The man who promised never to marry again found real love and showed it. What stunned the world more than George's marriage to Amal was the announcement a few years later. The eternal bachelor George Clooney would father. He and she announced their twin pregnancy in February 2017. George had previously stated his dislike of children, thus this news surprised many. Fatherhood changed everything for him. Amal had twins Alexander and Ella in June 2017. George was becoming a father for the first time. George honestly discusses how fatherhood changed his life. He never imagined being a father at his age. After becoming a parent, he can't fathom life without them. Even though parenting can be exhausting, he likes spending time with his twins, he says in interviews. George takes his new fatherhood seriously. Since having Alexander and Ella, he regularly brags about how his priorities have changed. But the Clooney's family life goes beyond parenting. George and Amal have many powerful friends. They're close to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Both spouses have supported each other for years. George and Amal attended Prince Harry and Meghan's 2018 wedding. George and Amal sat in a fantastic spot at St. George's Chapel, cementing their strong bond with the royal couple after living together in England. Harry and Meghan visited George and Amal in Lake Como after the royal wedding. Amal and Meghan relaxed by the pool during their visit. George and Harry also biked about the grounds. The two spouses have grown close and support one another in charity and public appearances. Despite their brief relationship and apparent affection, George and Amal's marriage has been difficult. With George performing, producing, and directing and Amal practicing law, they are very busy. They struggle with their limited time together. Reports say George and Amal spend 10% of their time together daily due to their busy commitments. Maintaining a strong relationship while apart has been challenging for the pair. The news that George will be absent for a year for filming accentuated their busy lives. Amal stayed at their restored Lake Como home while George was on set. The ideal getaway for Amal and the twins. Still, George's protracted absence will strain their connection. Despite obstacles, the couple perseveres. George and Amal have always stressed the value of communication in their relationship and aim to work things out even during separation.